everybody! In this video I want to give you an update on my experience with Spooky 2. A few months back I already shared a video where I told you about the Gen X kit, what's in there, and my health goals, why I bought the Spooky and what it already brought us. And now we're a few months further and I want to share an update with what Spooky did for us. Well, and maybe you can already tell that I have some extra generators, so I think that already, well, maybe tells you that I am pretty excited about Spooky. And in this video I want to tell you why and what it already did. I really want to point out that I don't have any connection with the Spooky company. I don't get any money for this video. This is just my honest opinion, why I use it, how I used it, and in the end of this video I will also share some stories about my journey, how I used this technology, and maybe that will answer some of the questions you might have when you just start out, or maybe just heard about this and want to know if it is something for you. So I want to share two success stories, and the first one is about my own health goal. I have two young children, 4 and 5 years old, and every time they got back from school bringing a flu or a cold, well, me and my husband had the same issues and we got ill. And well, okay, I think that's normal with young children, but we had this terrible year of not feeling fit and energized at all. So I had very good experience with Rife already, and because Spooky is so affordable, I thought let's just give it a go, see what it does. And well, I must say I got more than I expected, and I got more than what I asked for. Because what Spooky did is, we don't got ill anymore. So after the detox, I already felt so much better. And yes, my children still caught flus and colds, but what I noticed, sometimes I got a bit of a rasping throat or maybe a little bit of a runny nose, but because of some things you can do with Spooky, programs you can run and the scans you can do, always after just one day or a good night's sleep, it just went away. My body was finally able to get rid of it, and that was something that wasn't happening before. I got a few days that it got worse, and then it really gave me a fever. I got ill, and it was never that it was gone within a day. And well, since I'm using Spooky, it does. But the second thing that it brought me, and I didn't expect that, is how energized I feel. And I don't think that I knew how tired I was until I felt this energized. I'm a mother of two, and I don't know, you get on this train of motherhood and you do it with love and you want to give your children everything, but with work and household and well, the children, it's hard sometimes. And I just didn't really was aware of how hard that sometimes was and how much energy it costs me. And when you are feeling healthy and you have a lot of energy, it's not as heavy, of course, but I don't know, it just was a very slow process, I think, of feeling more tired, and I wasn't really aware. And now after 2 months of Spooky, I noticed the big change within a month. I feel like a completely different person. I feel energized, I feel happy. Normally I would go to bed like 8 hour, 9 o'clock, and then the next morning around 7 I got up and I still felt tired. Now I really have to almost force myself, like, okay, I should go to bed because, well, there's a new morning ahead of us. And then the next day I wake up and I feel energized, and that's so amazing. It changes my life. It changes the way I experience life. So again, I didn't have a real big health issue. I just didn't want to get ill all the time with this well, not terrible diseases, but they were very inconvenient, especially in these times, of course. But it brought me more. I feel like myself before I have my children, and I enjoy them so much more. I have more energy to focus on them. And well, my life has changed amazing. The second story I want to share is of a friend of mine. She already did Terrain, and when she was here we did a biofeedback scan, and what's very important, the biofeedback scan, it finds frequencies and you can just run it with a killing preset. And it's not a diagnostic tool. If you want to diagnose it, you have to go to a doctor. But there is a reverse lookup method, and then you can see if some frequencies are in previous scans. So it's very convenient for that. But you can also see some, well, maybe diseases where it is linked to. And I looked at that, and there were a lot of frequencies that were connected with the intestines. And that was interesting for me, and I told her, oh, maybe look at that area and maybe take some probiotics. The next day, she got this air bubble in her stomach, and it was really bothering her. And we did a specific scan, so we used the TENS pads, and then you put them on the area that you experience something. We put them there, did a scan, and again, I did a reverse lookup, and what was interesting, the stomach ulcer was in between all the frequencies. So I'm not saying that she had that, but it did pop up. That evening, she had this crazy pain in her stomach, like crazy. She's not someone to complain, but she was like, what's happening? Should I go to a doctor? It didn't feel right at all. And she thought, okay, I try to get a good night's sleep, and then if it's not gone the next day or even less, then I should really go to see a doctor. And she we ran the frequencies that came from the biofeedback scan that were on there, and I even selected some programs as well for her stomach, and we did a specific grade scan with that as well. So you can select programs and then do a scan to really select the frequencies from specific programs that will work the best. And we combined that, and we did a short contact treatment as well. So we use the pads, those are a bit more intense, they're faster. And then we put the frequencies on remote, they're more gentle, but they can run 24/7. And she went to bed and she was in so much pain. And for some miracle, she fell asleep and she didn't wake up from any pain. And the next morning, it was gone, and like completely gone. And well, if you would have seen her the previous evening with the pain she had, and I would tell you then that she would wake up without any pain, you wouldn't believe me, but she did. So I'm not saying that she had a stomach ulcer. It was very fascinating how Spooky picked up things with her belly, later on the stomach. And we did a scan the day that she was pain-free and the stomach ulcer was not there anymore. So for me, it was a huge confirmation that with the frequencies you can run with the Genix scan. This is a very fast scan, by the way, like 10 minutes, and then you have a whole body scan, and great scans go even faster. And then you would just run them. You don't have to think it. I did a lookup, but you don't have to, because sometimes there are also things that aren't really connected. So don't be bothered if you're like, okay, this doesn't make any sense, because that's not where it's for. But for me, this story, this combination, well, it was so convincing that you can find things when they're not really out there yet. So you can prevent things. I definitely believe that before they become a real health issue. The last thing that I want to share with you is that the Spooky equipment is so interesting. You can do so many things with that. And don't worry if you don't get it from the start. Just really try to look in what you need now. Look for a video, run that, try that. And when you do it a couple of times, you can do it with your eyes closed. And that's how you get to know your equipment, by working with it, using it, and that's keeping you motivated, because you will notice step by step what it can do for you, and you can experiment. And if you try to get the hang of everything at the same time, you will be so overwhelmed, and that won't really help you to take steps. So just step by step, be patient, be gentle with yourself, don't get frustrated. I don't have a technical background, so sometimes for me it's like, oh, what am I doing? But there's so many nice people on the Facebook page that will help you. There's the user manual, there are videos. So just be patient, try it step by step, give it a go. and see what it does for you. One thing I want to share with you is that Spooky 2 is not a miracle device. And yes, I've shared exceptional results with you. And well, of course, when you look at this video, you notice I'm so enthusiastic. But this is a machine that will support your body to heal itself. And I think in most cases, of course, there are exceptions. Your body is able to get rid of things. But in this toxic world, sometimes you get toxins with you get food that is not healthy for you, or maybe something is in the air around you, maybe molds. Then it's so hard for your body to catch up and do what it has to do. Oh, wow, look, you heard that sound? What happened is I have put the digitizer in there, and I used some Salva because I have a little bit of a rasp in my throat. And what I'm doing now is I am running a scan with the Salva, so it will find the pathogens that are in there. And then when it's finished, it will start running again. So that's something I did with the software. And as you can see, it passed all the other generators. That's something I selected as well. While doing a scan, put everything on pause. So I'm really sure that no frequencies are applied to me while doing a scan, because that might influence the results. And when it's done scanning, it will start again. So that's also something that software is pretty easy for me to use, to work with. You don't have to be there all the time, and especially with the remotes, they will just run itself if you have selected the right things in the software. But what I was saying, it's not a miracle device. Give your body time to heal, be gentle. Sometimes fast or quick isn't always better. The remotes are very gentle, they can run 24/7, and your body is really able to get rid of everything that Spooky 2 triggers into your body. Sometimes a contact mode for a quick fix with the TANSPADs might be something you want to try if you really need a more fast approach. So just play around with it a bit and listen to your body and give it time to work with the frequencies to get more balance. You heard the sound, and as you can see now, all my remotes start working again and they continue the programs I selected. So this is everything I have to share. If you have questions, you can ask, I think, below this video. I'll try to comment myself maybe, and else of course the Spooky team will help you. And well, I hope you have found this video useful. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.